Mainevented.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
It's like, and PBC and them boys better than Rip or fucking Zen.
Yeah, exactly. So which now segues to, the evening activities. The Charlo pay-per-view in Uncasville, Connecticut, where, that's actually one of my haunts. And any other day, I probably would be there at the actual fight, but, COVID and probably a little bit of karma is preventing me from actually being there live. Now, if you know about the karma, it's because I talk crap about PBC's matchmaking all the time. And so,
so they throw a whole bunch of great fights in Connecticut that you can't go to.
Yeah, it's right down 395, 390 motherfucking 5. I go to all the time. I know that place inside and out. But hey, karma. I caught the vapors, as Biz Markie once said. So it is what
karma is real.
Yeah.
They matchmaking for all these years.
Yeah,
who just tease you?
Yeah, the boxing guys were like, listen, bro, we know shit is wrong, but you gotta keep quiet sometimes. That's the judgment that they handed out to me. So,
and they made sure they loaded up the cards too.
They did, and when this was announced as part of the Showtime rollout, I was impressed, incredibly impressed by it, and that's also rare too. So just let everyone know, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So there's no surprises and when is this gonna start? 7 p.m. 7 fucking p.m. It's gonna start. I'm even gonna put it in the
fights per card.
Yes, the times will be in the description too. 7 p.m. So. Yeah, so
you're a boxing fan, you should already be following all these damn boxing media sites where they list the fights and the cards and all that shit. Ring Gang, look out, but I mean, damn.
Yeah, y'all gotta cut this shit out sometimes. What time is it?
7 o'clock, motherfucker.
7 o'clock. It's by far the biggest pay-per-view of this year. It may be even bigger than fucking Fury and Wilder too. So it's like you should.
Yeah, because that was just top heavy, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave a fuck all about what happened before for Wilder Fury.
Hell no.
But at least this shit, you're kind of building it up, okay, all right, we're gonna have some scraps, and I think they're all title fights too. So.
Well, all of them but one. I mean, one's a GameStop belt, and the other one is an Eliminator. With the Eliminator, is probably better than most of the title fights too. But
okay, so yeah, they're doing it, and it has a whopping price tag of $74.95.
Ooh.
But wait,
there's more.
Yeah.
PBC lied to us and said they're bringing back championship boxing on free TV.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I say, all the time.
but yeah, before we even get in the card, I gotta just shit on this being pay-per-view. Fuck it, just time the fuck out.
I mean, say what you guys say, bruh.
Bruh, it's COVID. Pandemic still out there. Everybody's second guessing and trying to see when this fucking double whammy is gonna hit. Some niggas still out of jobs. A lot of people losing hours. Certain regions handling it different than others. We know that, because there's gonna be some contrarian ass dude I'm still good. Stop thinking about yourself.
Right.
So yeah, it's a great card and they stack the deck. I would love it, but if you just had to do pay-per-view, I feel like this card shouldn't have been more than $40 or $50. Take it back to the 1996 prices.
Absolutely. Although I never knew what those were because I had a hot box.
Yes. Yeah, but some of us didn't, dude.
Nigga, you in Florida. I would have thought you would have had a hot box, nigga.
Damn, so I know Florida's the scamming capital, but shit, not everybody was in that shit, bro. Damn, I'm sure not every Nigerian is damn doing email scams either, right? I mean, come on.
Okay. You got me on that one. You got me on that one, you smart ass nigga.
Y'all was running illegal cable boxes. Y'all had shit just hooked up from damn Key Biscayne to Boca Raton. Like,
I mean, shit, nigga, your family was better than mine. Shit, the hot boxes. You went to the flea market for them shits, bro.
But at least when the commercials were advertised, they would be like Mike Tyson, Bruce Seldon, featuring undercard bouts of Julio Cesar Chavez, Christy Martin, Felix Trinidad, and you're like, for $49.95.
Yeah, that's the truth. That he's not lying.
The most would be like $54.95, $55.
Yeah, and that was like the Oscar Tito pay-per-views, that shit like that.
Yeah, like the crazy joints. Like, so I don't know, like how we went from there to now, but like y'all could have dialed that back, like, because honestly, this is a regular ass PBC doubleheader. Like back when Showtime used to have I think Thurman and Soto Caras, the Broner made like those huge ass PBC cards on Showtime, triple headers, and every fight was like world class level. Like,
yes, sir.
That's the shit we getting here, and it's like I just don't like the whole bait and switch with you hyping up bringing free boxing back to TV, and then y'all hit the switcheroo button and like, well, we're gonna have to do this pay-per-view. Like, the fuck y'all just had these niggas fight on the same card a year ago.
I'm saying.
Like on Fox, like, come on. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, get your money, do what you gotta do, but I mean, you gotta expect some criticism with this shit. And I'll be really interested in see what type of numbers this event get. Like, I hope it's successful, first of all, but
right.
I'm just saying, like, well, first of all, I hope we just get good fights.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, successful is nothing. Like, if I'm paying and and I'm not getting good fights, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, so at least the people paying for it, they don't feel like, damn, these motherfuckers, like. So that's all I had to say on that. Yeah. But yes, great matchups, great card. Price not so great, but it is what it is.
And then also the structure too. Like, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's 6 fights. And I personally, I would let them. I'd want them to like run them shits, like 4 undercard fights, and then we get to the 2 big cards, to the 2 big main events. Like no breaks, no intermission or anything like that. Because right now there's a part 1 where one Charlo will fight, and then there's a part 2, 2 undercard fights, and then another Charlo fights, and then there's like a intermission. I think like 30 minutes, or give or take, in between both cards, quote unquote.
Damn, wait, what the fucking Broadway ass shit is this?
Yeah, like, nigga, I want a boxing overload. I want overdose on this shit. Like, give it to me straight, like raw, bro. Like heron, bro. I want it straight, no breaks.
This nigga want the fish scale boxing, like this nigga.
Yeah, I want Perico, my nigga. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that shit like straight. Like,
he want that fucking that white girl, that brown boy. He want that pure, like.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want, at the end of the night, I want to be like, God damn you, I want to pick a fight with my neighbor or some shit like that, nigga.
This nigga go throw a couch through the damn down the street and shit.
Yeah, when art imitates life.
Yeah. Life imitate art. I know that ain't the first time you threw a fucking couch, nigga.
Oh man.
But
let me get into it like this. That's at 7 o'clock, 74.95. And we got part 1. Part 1 is main evented by Jermall Charlo versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko for Charlo's WBC Middleweight / paper title. He is a legit champion, but it's paper, for different reasons. I won't get into that.
But wait, you basically that's an oxymoron.
Yeah. It's a GameStop belt, but you could redeem it for real GameStop money. like what? Wait, what?
I mean, it is what it is, bruh. But
it's not a real belt if it's a GameStop belt, or like he didn't fight. Like, we know Canelo's that dude at 160, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
you know, all the bullshit aside, we know that's the deal. It's not Jermall's fault that, you know, Canelo doing some other bullshit and he ain't fade the man up. So they gave him the belt. Okay, cool, but
yeah,
it's just gonna seem like a Dylan White situation where one guy is gonna fight all the top names,
right?
And don't get the real title shot, but at least he's getting a belt, like, you know.
Exactly.
But then it's still fucked up because it's like people not gonna treat him like a champion.
No,
but he's fighting champion caliber opponents.
And since he's gotten that belt, like his competition has been pretty lukewarm, you know, except for, you know, the one time, you know, except for that one almost that he suffered. He almost suffered.
Korobo.
Yeah. You know, but and meanwhile, you know, you have like the other ones, especially, you know, particularly Triple G and Derevyanchenko, who's the challenger. You know, they fought a stone cold fight of the year last year. You know, a brutal one at that. You know, and Derevyanchenko has his middleweight stripes. I mean, Derevyanchenko's middleweight competition has been solid. You know, like, he fought Jacobs, he fought Colquet, who's incredibly difficult to fight. Like, Derevyanchenko is battle tested. The big question is he battle worn? You know, from the aforementioned Triple G fight. Now, a lot of people who do not like Triple G for whatever reason. I mean, people say that Derevyanchenko beat Triple G. Some people say Triple G beat Derevyanchenko. It is what it is. But what is also very clear is Derevyanchenko took a severe beating in that fight.
Any fight where you allegedly win or you were supposed to win and you look like the fucking Toxic Avenger, like, yeah, I don't know if that I want to win like that.
Right, you know, like, and yeah, Derevyanchenko, I mean, he landed probably the most punches on Triple G ever, and his plan, he took it to Triple G. There was no question about it, and I respected that. But he paid a price for doing it. He got badly beaten up by that strategy.
And that was like the worst version of Triple G we've seen in years. Like, Triple G had a cold, couldn't get his jab going. Like, so like if there was one of those shots where where you're like, man, you supposed to beat that guy on that night. It didn't happen, and maybe that was his best shot at getting the title. So for him to go right in there with Jermall Charlo, who's bigger than Triple G, has about just as good a jab, hits as hard, you know, more athletic, younger in his prime. Like, that nigga, like, I heard of a tall order, but bruh, like, nigga, you just ordered pizza for the football team.
Absolutely. It's definitely one of the situations where, like, Derevyanchenko, like, I mean, because I remember in the talk for the Triple G fight, like, you know, he has to get inside with Triple G, and he did that successfully, but he took a beating. Can he try to do the same strategy against Jermall Charlo? Do you think that's possible to get inside him? Because that's really the only way he's actually going to get is going to get anything in this fight, or try at least try to, like, damage the man. Do you guys think it? I mean, what do you think will probably happen in the Derevyanchenko Charlo fight?
I think we're gonna get a good ass fight.
Third time might be the charm for Derevyanchenko. I don't think so, but I mean, he's definitely gonna bring it to him. I think personally that Derevyanchenko is better than Korobov. So
yeah, I agree with that. And,
I think
but they got different styles though too. I think Korobov has more of a boxing, you know, he has that Olympian, you know, that boxing pedigree. Not Olympian, but
Derevyanchenko can box too.
He does, I guess, but it's more of a pressure boxing, and that could be hit or miss.
But that's the thing. I actually think that would be more successful to really to make it rough with Charlo. It might backfire on him, but it could work.
True. Yeah. It's hard because it's
Charlo does worse, not worse, but like it's harder for Charlo when he's dealing with more aggressive people that are bringing it to him than just boxing with him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Korobov brought it to him, but in a boxing manner, and, you know, was piecing his ass up for half the fight.
Yeah.
I remember me and Pat used to argue about it. I felt like Jermall, pulled it out at the end slightly, and shit. Pat thought the man straight out lost.
I did. I thought it was clear that he lost too. I mean, and I thought he was a Charlo that did lose that night. That's for damn sure.
I know we didn't have like episodes upon episodes about that shit. So,
You know what I'm saying?
so yeah. I think Derevyanchenko has a great shot at beating. I won't say great. I'll say he has a good, decent shot. Like if I was to do odds on the fight, it'd probably be like maybe 60-40. Maybe 35-65 type of shit. I don't know. Like Jermall's definitely the favorite.
Yeah, it is, and he's definitely in his prime. It's either his talent's got shine for, or maybe or his lack of hard competition, like the one Derevyanchenko has, will work against him. That's the other thing.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to adjust to the intensity of a fight, because if you're so used to everybody coming at you a certain way, you adapt quickly. But then if somebody's coming at you balls to the wall, and I think that's what kind of happened to Golovkin with Derevyanchenko. Like, he wasn't used to some guy, really using his feet aggressively and offensively, like cutting and doing angles, pivoting, darting in and out. Like, dude was on some damn Pacquiao shit.
He was showing them angles. He was going to his body too. Most people to go Triple G's body is to sacrifice
Everything.
Sacrifice everything.
Your life.
Yeah, because Triple G has a lot of wild weapons, especially that corkscrew punch he likes to throw from up and down, from downwards. You risk getting hit with shit like that. And
the thing is, he was tagging his body, and he was finding exits, and he was leaving, and he was able to get out, get in, get out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he could do that. I remember there was an interview, I think, on Boxing Scene where he was saying, Derevyanchenko was saying he thinks Jermall is a harder fight than Canelo. And a lot of people was like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here!" Slap, Canelo's dick, whatever. But when you really look at it, like, Canelo don't have no footwork like a Jermall and Golovkin. So if he was getting around a guy like Golovkin who could really box and get on his legs, as we seen in the Canelo rematch, and he still nullified that. And Jermall don't use his feet like that. Mel does more, but Jermall really just kind of walk you down type of a guy. So
yeah, pretty much. And sometimes it's effective, sometimes it's not. Like, again, in the Brandon Adams fight, he did that shit and it wasn't effective at all.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the Korobov fight, he tried, but he just got pieced up for doing it.
He could get hit with that fucking left. Like, damn, man, Korobov was hitting him hard with that left.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and that's why I was like, there was no way I couldn't see a win for that dude. It wasn't like pull up. Like, he dropped way too many rounds to me for that to happen.
You know what it was too? A lot of the rounds were like in a row. Like,
yeah.
Like, you were like, damn, it got to the 6th round, and you're like, you just now giving Jermall a round and shit. Like, okay, like.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, ooh, it's like Korobov is blasting with the left. I was like, wait a minute, Korobov is really blasting with the left. And it was like, hey, no, Korobov is blasting the hell out of Charlo with his left hand.
Korobov could crack. Like, I don't think Derevyanchenko has the same power that Korobov has, because he was stopping Jermall in his tracks on some of those lefts.
Yeah, he was.
Derevyanchenko more a cumulative style, where he's using the angles, he's getting in on you, and then he kind of beats you up, then he gets out. And maybe we need to see a guy like that, approach Jermall like that, because you can't stand in front of Jermall too long.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying how I think Jermall, that's why I'm leaning toward Jermall winning, because Derevyanchenko, he's a come forward, pressure guy, athletic, can box, and he can move in and out, angles, all of that, yada yada.
Right.
But sometimes he kind of lingers in front of you too long.
Right.
This is true.
And you can't do that with a guy like Jermall, who hits that fucking hard, has a great punch arsenal, very has a variety of punches, hits hard, all of that shit. Like, you can't do that. You saw Trout kind of had the same approach that Derevyanchenko has, like,
right.
and Trout has way better defense.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Trout is, I mean, went to distance with both Charlo brothers, you know, in close fight. Well, Jermall was a close fight. Jermall was
Jermall was a close fight too. You take away those knockdowns and you have a PBC draw, nigga.
I mean, that fight, one of the scores was a draw. It's like a 113 draw.
That's what I'm saying. The knockdown saved that fight. Like Trout was putting hands on Jermall. If that was ever a hard 115, 113 type of fight, if I seen one.
Yeah, I thought Jermall did a better job with Trout, and most people thought that he lost.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. I mean, I thought Jermall beat.
A lot of people felt that he lost, but I felt he did better than Jermall.
I did too, because the thing is, I felt like he hurt Trout when he had Trout in front of him, and like he almost kind of like he would erase all of Trout's work. Like Trout would be in front of him, peppering him with the jab, kill the body. He'll try to get out, and then boom, Jermall will hit him. He's like, oh fuck, and you'll see Trout's whole body shake. Then he'll clinch or he'll get out the way for the rest of the shit, and then you're like, god damn, like he just erased all the good work he did. With Mel, dude was getting frustrated with Trout. He was swinging hard for the fences. He was missing. It's like I wanted to say he lucked up with them knockdowns, but nah, like he knows how to land his good punches, but it just, they were like frustration knockdowns. They were like, thank you. So I mean, so yeah, like I think Trout, damn, like yeah, you really like. I think Trout did good against both of those guys, just in different ways. Like
exactly,
like he was better offensively against Jermall. Defensively against Mel, he was a lot better, but I still feel like he got rounds. So
and I also think too, like Derevyanchenko probably needs to watch those fights, because probably watching both fights will probably give him at least a template to work on in terms of how to actually approach, how to approach Jermall Charlo.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, if he watched that Trout fight, he could definitely take something away from that.
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, what are we thinking in terms of who's going to win, and maybe what the method of victory is going to be?
I'm actually going to go out on a limb, semi-limb, and say Jermall by stoppage.
Word. Do we have like any type of rounds or anything like that? You think it's gonna? I mean, early, mid, late.
I'm gonna say. I'm like thinking somewhere between the 8th and 10th. You know what? I'll go 9th.
Word. That's what's up. Hey, LB, man. What about you?
It's like I low key could see a stoppage, but this nigga couldn't stop Brandon Adams. Yeah,
exactly. And Brandon Adams is nothing special. I mean, he's a decent fighter, but
decent fighter. But
there's must be a level shown. There's that word.
But Brandon Adams is tough as fuck, though.
Yeah, he is tough.
Yeah, and I think Derevyanchenko is just as tough.
But the thing is, Derevyanchenko has kind of been put through the ringer. So those fights he's had taken a lot, especially that Golovkin fight took a lot out of him. So
I feel that, but still, Brandon Adams is a smaller guy too. Like,
and plus, I've like you said, different styles. I think Derevyanchenko is going to put himself in positions to where the knockout will be there. It will be available.
Yeah. And Charlo, he released the uppercut. The uppercut's there for him. The jabbing right hand, I feel like it's going to be there for him. But if he doesn't move his feet and kind of prepare for those bum rushes, then, he's going to have a hard time. Because, a guy could be in front of you, but him moving forward in front of you is different than him just standing in front of you, not going forward.
Word.
Like, you know, this is not some like Gotti dom guard where, you know, a guy just literally stands there and, you know, Gotti's just wailing away with damn 6 and 7 uppercuts in a row and shit.
Until the guy got busted up to the point of no return.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nah, I don't see that type of fight. But yeah, I'm about to have to rewatch that shit. I was a fan of that. That was a good little entertaining fight, man.
Word.
But I might have to say Jermall by decision. I think like a 116, 112 type of fight. But a hard, I think Derevyanchenko is gonna really fucking make a good showing of himself. But I think towards the end, I think like Jermall just gonna wear him down. I could see a possible stoppage, but it'd have to be set up. Like, I think it would have to come through an accumulation. I don't think Jermall's gonna one-shot him unless it's like the perfect type of well-placed punch, which he's capable of. Both Charlos are capable of that shit, really.
They are.
But, you know, Derevyanchenko has defense. You know, he keeps his hands up tight. You know, he's aware of certain punches, but
and
kind of gotta control him.
I mean, Derevyanchenko has gone up from knockdowns from Triple G and Daniel Jacobs. So, I mean, he's a hard guy to put down.
Yeah, and to keep down, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Koke hurt him bad, too, but it's like...
But the Koke, it's funny thing is, too, I said Koke gave him more trouble than Triple G and Jacob.
Yeah, it's a Koke style, man.
Yeah, Koke has a weird style.
And he hurts everybody late. Remember, he had Andre hurt late.
Yeah,
if fights were just, you know, fast forwarded to like the last 2 rounds, Koke be a fucking Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
Like, you know how you play 2K and you say, well, you know, I want to do the simulation for the season.
Yeah.
Don't do that with Koke, though. You might get your ass knocked out at the end.
Exactly, yo. So I mean, I think it's going to be Charlo like a 115, 112. I do think this is going to be a knockdown, but I think it's going to be a hard grind decision because I think Derevyanchenko knows that this is probably like he's probably going to fight like this is probably his last shot at someone with the belt. And yeah, like Pete said, like he's been put through the ringer in his last 3 fights. Like dude is battle tested, but battle worn still remains to be seen. But I do
remember he's young, and then, you know, he fought last year. This ain't Dylan White Povetkin part 2 now.
Well, I mean, Derevyanchenko was 34, bro. He's not young.
Yeah,
but I think he's ring young. Like, I don't think like
he's kind of been not young either.
I mean,
he's had some hard fights, but I don't think they've been on some like every 4 months he's out there, you know, with a world-class opponent type shit. Like,
but then also,
all I'm gonna say is I wouldn't be surprised if that Golovkin fight took years off of his career.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, you know.
Yeah, I mean, also like I said, Derevyanchenko also had he had one of the long amateur careers too. So I mean,
that too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. Like, yes, goddamn, that's what makes this fight intriguing because there's so many like possibilities and variables. Does Derevyanchenko have one more good fight in him? Is he too battle worn? Did Triple G, you know, chip away at his life meter? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Derevyanchenko, dude has been like he's had a long amateur career. He's done the World Series of boxing stuff too. So like, dude,
even the Triano Johnson fight wasn't no blowout. Like,
no, it was not.
That was a hard little fight too. So, but there's boxers out there that had these hard fights and they keep motherfucking trucking, my nigga. So
they do, but it's just like I said. I mean, the Triple G fight will always be a factor with him, but I also do think he's properly motivated. Like he's gonna give everything he has against Jermall Charlo. And
that's the thing. Motivation could be like the deciding factor a lot of times, man. He might be up for this fight more than any other fight he's ever had.
Exactly. Because he knows a win here, you know, he'll probably, you know, he'll scream Canelo's name, he'll scream a Triple G name for a rematch. Because you know he's going to do something. Like, I mean, with Charlo, we don't know what he's actually going to do next if he does win.
Oh, we just know everybody's going to say, he beat Derevyanchenko easier than Triple G and Jacobs did.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they're gonna say.
And then we probably gonna have a ring poll about that.
I mean,
shit.
if it's true, then it's true. We'll see. That remains to be seen.
Then the response would be, well, Triple G and Jacobs and everybody, softened him up. Because that's the thing. It's like niggas can't have it both ways. You can't have it. Well, he might be battle worn going into this fight, and then he fights like a battle worn guy, and then you want to say, well, he beat him up more. I'm like, yeah, but who the fuck he fought before that?
It's context. So the fight will show the context of everything. So
yeah, it's just people just gotta have an open mind for the context. Don't start filling out your agenda cards.
Oh, come on. You know everybody. We all have our agenda cards, and our agenda cards are like, straight Danny Garcia, filled 8 rounds up before the fight even happens.
Pat. Oh yeah, Danny Garcia needed a knockout to beat Guerrero.
Well, either way though, my scores be online to usually be on point to how them fights usually scored. So it is what it is. That Guerrero fight pretty much, niggas was like, oh, Danny Garcia's doing this. I'm like, this nigga really dropped 4 rounds straight. I'm like, is niggas actually watching this shit?
I mean, shit, I thought Broder dropped 4 rounds straight to Paulie, and then he beat his ass the rest of the way. So remember, Povetkin and White showed us it ain't how you fucking start, it's how you finish. And shit, Joshua Povetkin showed that too, because Joshua was getting his ass kicked, and then he has a highlight reel KO over Povetkin. White does the opposite, and then he get highlight reel. So shit, the dualities of this shit crazy. I mean, fucking nigga, this whole conversation got me hyped for this fight. This shit need to be on tomorrow.
Word, but you'll be able to see this. It's the main event for part 1, and just I want to briefly. There are 2 undercards.
Oh, so fucking annoying.
Previously on part 1, Charlo.
Well, at least like I said, the matchmaking is on point. I mean, in the undercard, you'll see Omar Figueroa's brother, Brandon Figueroa, who's also coming off a ridiculous war against an overweight opponent. He'll be facing Damian Vasquez. It'll be for Figueroa's GameStop Junior Featherweight title. In that fight itself will probably be a fight of the year. It's going to be a brawl. That's for damn sure. And then also, too, we have another one. Now, we have John Rio Casimiro, who was supposed to fight Monster in the unification, but Top Rank wouldn't pay for that fight, unfortunately. So
they said, look, we giving you Lomachenko Lopez, like, leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Only one good unification fight from Top Rank a year.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we gave you Wilder Fury too, so I mean, nigga, chill. Like,
we can't give y'all too much.
Hey. You either get this one or you say goodbye to Taylor Ramirez.
Yeah.
Like they sound like a fucking a bitchy ass parent. Like, look, you're only getting one Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. Oh, and you're most likely getting Wilder Fury 3. So be happy and be humble.
Yeah, like, put both games on sale. Like we could get both. I promised you one. Fuck.
I will not go over my quota.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, I know.
Niggas having flashbacks and shit.
Yeah, but at least he's facing though. In boxing, there's always the random unknown Asian. Below that, the random unknown African, a Ghanaian, Duke Mika. And that'll be for Casimiro's bantamweight title. And Mika is a puncher with 24-0 with 19 knockouts.
Oh damn! Yeah. Those... yeah. I ranked that. Yeah, you got the ranking correct on that. Like the unknown African that could punch, and he's more than likely tough as fuck.
Yeah.
And he rips these murderous uppercuts on your ass on the inside. Yeah.
All Ghanaian fighters are tough, man. They're very tough people.
Damn straight.
So you got yourself even more of an appetizer on there before you get the Sergiy Derevyanchenko. So I mean, we highly recommend you actually do watch this too. Like those are gonna be entertaining fights.
We just say, we could give you the super known Asian puncher, or we could give you the unknown African puncher. Like, damn, those your choices.
Yeah, I mean, either way.
Say, yo, we could give you the 20-foot now crocodile, or we could give you the 2 tigers here. Like, God damn, like
Pick your poison.
shit, it's 1 crocodile, right? That one crocodile, the size of it is like the size of 2 fucking tigers. So you fuck like, bless Top Rank.
Yeah, Top Rank. You gotta love Top Rank matchmaking sometimes. But yeah, you know, after part 1, you know, you got, like, I think we're gonna have like a half hour, you know, of probably it's gonna be either gonna be dead air or gonna be a whole bunch of talking, and that's probably where I'll probably refuel with liquor or something. You know, it's just in case the fights at the point I've watched like a couple fight of the years, I'm already hyped. So that means I have to keep my buzz going.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you know, if you know, some nigga on the street trying you, you know, you got. You know, you go ahead and shoot the fade, and you come back in and watch real fade. So
yeah, exactly.
Wait, what's the gap between part 1 and part 2 of the damn Charlo pay-per-view?
Because that's like a 3-hour card right there.
It is.
What kind of shit is this? I'm still mad at this.
So far, I've heard 30 minutes.
That's still too much. Like, the fuck. So we have to wait 30 minutes. Like, that's not even enough to make fucking food. Like, I'm like, not even enough to cook. The fuck.
And Uber ain't gonna get there that fast.
Yeah.
You got to be ordering that shit when the mall is damn getting his hand raised, or you know, added into the ropes or some shit.
If I order from Grubhub in the 30-minute intermission, I won't get that shit until the other Charlo main event starting.
I mean that's New York shit, bro. I get that shit because I'm in the boonies, bro. That's a little difference if I do that.
Yeah, well, we ain't got Sasquatch delivering food down here and shit. Like. Hey, yes, Sasquatch for your big ass shit.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, you don't have to worry about fucking pizza delivery man getting kidnapped by the rats. The fuck.
Oh shit.
You know, but yeah, part 2 will start. Yeah, the part 2's main event, and this obviously it's the main event of the whole card. Will be